Hello friends, welcome to the fifth lecture of capacitance. Today we will see how the capacitance changes for a parallel plate capacitor when a dielectric or conducting slab is introduced. So today's topic will be parallel plate capacitor. Parallel plate capacitor, let us say with a dielectric slab, and other side we have a capacitor with a conducting slab. So it is just like, let's say we have been given a parallel plate capacitor. This is a parallel plate capacitor, right? Let there be a distance d between them, right? Two plates be separated by the distance d having the area A. For this we know that the capacitance C is given by epsilon naught A by D, correct? Now in this, if I put a conducting slab, what will happen? If I put a conducting slab, what will happen? Let us say this is a positive plate and this one is a negative plate. On placing a conducting slab of the thickness T, right, there will be a change in electric field as well as there will be change in the potential. So let us see what happens. It is a conducting slab, right? So obviously electric field inside it is 0. External electric field, let us say it is E. So now if we write down the equations for the potential, right, we know that the potential V is given by electric field into the distance. Now what is the distance in which electric field exists? Earlier electric field was for the complete distance D, but now electric field exists only in the region except the slab. So electric field will be D minus T. Electric field can be given by sigma by epsilon naught. Solving further, Q by A epsilon naught D minus T. Solving further, epsilon naught A by D minus T into V is equals to Q, right? On comparing with Q is equals to C, we get C dash new capacitance. Originally it was this, but now after the introduction of the conducting slab, after introducing conducting slab, so new capacitance will be epsilon naught A by B minus T. Let us simplify further so that we can compare it with the original capacitance. So if we take out D common, it will be 1 minus T by D. Epsilon naught A by D is nothing but the C. So C into 1 minus T by D. Looking at this fraction, right, this is the effective capacitance after introduction of the conducting slab, and this is the comparison with the original capacitance. So from this we know that obviously the new capacitance is greater than the original capacitance. So when you introduce a conducting slab, the new capacitance will be greater than the original capacitance. Now let us see what happens when you introduce a dielectric slab. So let us see, this is the capacitor given to us. Again the same conditions. This is the distance between the plates. These are positive side and this is negative side. Now instead of conducting slab, if I introduce a dielectric slab of the thickness T, right, what will happen? Now here inside, since it is a dielectric, inside electric field will not become 0. Instead the electric field inside will be external electric field, right? Let us say the external electric field is denoted by E naught. So external electric field minus electric field produced due to polarization. We have seen this equation in the previous class. So the original capacitance was epsilon naught A by D, and now we will again obtain the equation after introducing a dielectric slab. So after introducing dielectric slab, what will be the potential? So potential will be for the part, right, which is having electric field E naught, that will be E naught into D minus T, correct? Plus for the slab, what will be the potential? In the slab electric field is E, right? E into T. This is the potential. Now let us simplify this equation. E naught into D minus T, right? Electric field E, it can be replaced by E naught by K. We know this relation that E by E naught is equals to K. E naught by E is equals to K, right? So value of E can be obtained as E naught by K into D. If we take out E naught common, right, it will be D minus T plus T by K. E naught again it can be substituted as sigma by epsilon naught, right, and sigma is charge per unit area. So D minus T plus T by K, correct? This is the potential, and now if we rearrange this equation, so V into, if we take out the LCM, or let us say this one directly goes into the new denominator, so it will be D minus T plus T by K, right? Epsilon naught is equals to Q. I want D here, so I will take out D common. D upon 1 minus 1 by D. I have taken out D common, so it will be 1 by D into 1 minus T. Also, if I take out common, this will be 1 minus 1 by K. Please see this. I have taken out D common, right, from the denominator. So here D was there, D common 1. Now here these two terms if I combine, so it will be T by D, here it will remain 1 and the plus will become minus sign. So 1 upon K, that is the Q. Now after comparing, right, what is the new capacitance? It is V by 1 minus T by D into 1 minus 1 by K. New capacitance is given by this equation, right? Epsilon naught A by D into T minus D by K. This is the new capacitance. So obviously again we conclude that the new capacitance C dash is greater than the C. That is obvious from the equation. I write down this equation once again. It's not looking very clear. So on comparing, so it can be written as, from here you can write down Q is equals to epsilon naught A by D minus T plus T by K into V. So on comparing with Q is equals to C, V, C dash will be equal to epsilon naught A by D minus T plus T by K. This is the equation, right? And if you take out D common, C dash it will be epsilon naught A by, if you take out D common, it will be 1 minus E by D into 1 minus 1 by K. So C dash will be C by 1 minus E by D, 1 minus 1 by K. So again, from this equation we conclude that C dash is greater than the C. So we conclude that either you introduce dielectric slab or you introduce a conducting slab, under both the conditions capacitance will increase. Let us see what exactly happens by introducing the slab. What happens to the Q, V, E and the internal energy. Right? Let us say I have given one capacitor and this capacitor is connected to the battery of V volt. Right? Capacitor is connected to the battery of V volt. Right? This capacitor has some capacitance C. Now here in this capacitance, what happens if I introduce dielectric slab or conducting slab? I keep battery as it is. So by introducing dielectric or conducting slab, the first conclusion that I obtained is C will increase. Battery is connected, right? So battery will maintain a constant potential, so potential will remain constant, right? What will happen to the charge? Since battery is there, again charge will increase. And since charge is increasing, what will happen to the electric field? Electric field will obviously decrease, we have seen, right? Electric field is decreasing, and ultimately what happens to the energy? For energy we can use this formula, half is equals to CV. V is remaining constant but C is increasing, so obviously energy will also increase. Let us see one more condition. If the capacitor is charged, no battery is connected. Right, and now if I introduce dielectric slab or conducting slab, what happens? So here in this case, since no battery is connected, what will happen to the capacitance? We know that by default capacitance will increase, potential what will happen? It will decrease, electric field will also decrease, right? What will happen to the charge? Charge will also decrease, and ultimately energy will also decrease. So this is what happens. Charge remains constant. Since charge is not lost, not gained, it remains constant. So this is what happens when the battery and the conducting slab or a dielectric slab is introduced inside the capacitor. Next we have is lightning conductors. What do you mean by lightning conductors? Lightning conductors, these are the conductors placed on the top of the building. You might have seen such type of the structures which are also called as trishul. Right? They are placed on the top of the building. Let's say this is the building. So on this building, such type of a sharp lightning conductors are placed. On a very high-tech buildings in the city, right, such type of the lightning conductors are placed. Why these conductors are placed? These conductors are placed so that in the case of the lightning during rainy season, right, lightning is nothing but stream of electrons. These electrons always find a shortest path to flow to the earth. So these sharp points will provide a shortest path to have electricity will flow to the ground and the building will be saved. So we can write down that lightning conductors, these are the sharp points on the top of high-rise buildings so as to protect them from lightning. Right? Now what does the sharp points do? Let us see the action of sharp points. So in the case of the sharp points, let us say whatever may be the charge on the surface, right? Whatever may be the charge on the surface, what happens when the sharp points area is small. Sharp point has small area, and this small area resulting in high charge density. So this sigma will be more at the sharp points. If sigma is more at the sharp points, charges will be remaining more at that point. So what will happen? This charge will fly into the air. Whatever charges are there in these sharp points, because of high density, the air nearby it will collect those charge and fly away. This flying air will create some wind, a charged wind around it. So the charge from sharp point is collected by wind, resulting in charged wind or wind current, right? Charged wind or wind current. So this is also called as corona discharge. What is it? So the sharp points having a charge density, high charge density, charge will spray away into the air. So air nearby will become charged, creating a charged wind, and such type of a effect is called as a corona discharge.